Now, one of the big successes at the recent Raindance Leaf and Edinburgh Film Festivals is a gritty, real-life story of a Taiwanese graduate trying to find work in London. The Receptionist brings the world of sex exploitation and illegal massage parlours to the big screen. Now, I'm pleased to say that we're joined by the film's director, Jenny Liu, and its producer and actor, Shuang Teng. But before we speak to you two, let's just get a little glimpse of the film.
Obviously, something's not right. I can't find a job.
Have you ever tried an internship?
Tina 是学生吧？
我毕业了。
学什么的？
文学。不错，挤漂亮一下。
人家是接线员。
They do massages, body to body.
别让客人彼此碰到面，哎，绝对不可以。
How did you get your magazine job so quickly?
我第一次坐飞机来英国的时候，特兴奋，可是现在已经想回家了，好想。
So we've just been watching a little bit of The Receptionist that has just had phenomenally fantastic reviews throughout all of the festivals here in the UK. We're joined by Jenny and Shuang. Thank you very much for coming in to speak to us here on Newsday. Jenny, this is a difficult subject matter, let's face it. And it's very close to your heart. How did you start this film?
Yeah, well, in 2009, someone I knew who committed suicide just outside London Heathrow Airport, and I was really shocked by this news, and I decided to find out what actually happened to her and what led her to feel like this is the way out. So I decided to talk to her friends, and I realized she's working as a sex worker in the illegal massage parlour. And I decided to interview her previous colleagues, and and I just find out how much struggles these people have to go through every day. And and then the more I find out, the more I feel like I need to tell their stories. And
you didn't know that your friend was in this industry, did you?
No, I wasn't. I was really shocked. And I basically I didn't know there's actually people live like this. So the more I find out, the more I feel like, wow, I really need to tell their situation and let more people know about how they live. And so the film is showing, this hidden part of the Britain that we often overlook, and also showing how easy we'll get defeated by this money-oriented world. So I decided to make this film. And
Shuang, you portray one of the women who work in this industry. You also were one of the producers on the film. When it comes to the acting, how do you start researching? How do you go about preparing for such a complicated and very difficult role?
Yeah, I mean, most of us, I guess, are fortunate that we don't know, we don't experience these women's lives. But of course, we've all had our struggles, and it's just to find something that I can identify with. And as a new graduate, just out of drama school, I've had times when I kind of thought, how would I pay the rent? Well, I don't have money, where would I find a job? So of course, it's to find those struggles that I can identify with and to think how easy it can be to go down this route if you are really struggling, and see it as an easy way out. But of course, we know it's not the easy way out. It's a very harsh way of living, and it's very tough on these women.
It is a harsh way of living, but Jenny, one thing that you did encapsulate in this film is the camaraderie and the sisterhood between these women.
Yeah, I mean, it seems so harsh that they have to live their lives, but they always share love, and they share something in common.
Right.
So and I want to kind of explore that as well. So there's love within this horrible situation they live in.
And did you both, when you were researching for this, did you both speak to some of the women who work in the sex industry in this country?
I think you did more than me, definitely.
Yeah, well, when the Taiwanese actress, they came over to London, and at the beginning they didn't really believe, the scripts, the stories. So I decided to invite some of the sex workers and then come and talk to them face to face. The stories really convinced them because it's, we can tell they are not lying. They are telling all the details and the pressure, the huge amount of pressure they have to live through. And some of them have to send money back home every month, and they can't tell their family and friends about it. So they,
Shuang,
yeah.
It's. Are you surprised by just how some of these women have to live?
Yes, I guess I'm surprised by what they have to go through every day and the pressure their families put on them sometimes to send money back home, and I guess they don't feel like they can tell anyone about it, not their families, not their friends, and they feel like it's their secret and it's very shameful. But of course they are just trying to survive, and they are just trying to get by. What's
fascinating though is how, Jenny, you brought this film into, okay, we were looking at this very difficult period for these women's lives, but you showed the wider social context, didn't you? You showed a UK that was struggling itself as well. It kind of resonated the women's struggles and the greater struggle of society.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, the whole society, there's always, there's disagreements and there's lots of other controversial side, and I want to kind of.
And now you're speaking a lot about what happens, aren't you? You're making this story more visible for the world.
Yeah, I mean, as a filmmaker, I feel it's really important to kind of draw on these sensitive topics.
Jenny
Otherwise,
Liu, Shuang Teng, thank you so much for bringing The Receptionist here to Newsday. Thank you so much for joining us on the programme. Thank you for watching.